So Jordan Brand let a BMX biker from New York City do things to the Air Jordan 1 that has never been done before. Let's check it out. What's going on, guys? Thanks for tuning in to another sneaker unboxing here on the Sneaker News YouTube channel. Today we have a pair of Air Jordan shoes. Before we get into the unboxing, we'd like to ask you a quick favor and reminder to hit that subscribe button. It's just under my finger. And of course, hit that bell so you get notifications when we upload new content, new videos, and all that great stuff. Ready to go? All right, let's do this. So today we have a pair of the Nigel Sylvester Air Jordan 1 Retro High OG. Let's take a look. So this is the Air Jordan 1 Retro High G designed by Nigel Sylvester. Before we get into the details of the shoe, the resale price predictions, and even the sizing of the shoe, we're going to talk a little bit about Nigel Sylvester, who he is, and why he got a collaboration with the Jordan Brand. So Nigel is originally from Queens, New York. He is a world-renowned BMX rider. He doesn't compete professionally, but he is recognized as one of the faces of the BMX culture and, of course, in New York City street culture. He's friends with a lot of notable people in the sneaker industry. And we actually interviewed him as part of our Beyond the Box series, which you can access now on the screen or bookmark that later. In that video, he'll tell you how he got a Nike deal at the age of 18. And from there, he's sort of navigated his way to getting this shoe, an Air Jordan 1 Retro High OG collaboration. So of course, not many people get to collaborate on an Air Jordan 1, but here is his shoe. So as you can see, first and foremost, the shoe kind of has this like discolored sort of aesthetic to it. He kind of wanted to add that vintage flair to it, but also give his personal touch, because all these little markings that are all around the shoe are, you know, your typical spots for wear and tear when you ride around on a pair of Air Jordan 1s on a bike. So Nigel loves the Air Jordan 1. He's on his bike almost exclusively in the Jordan 1. He loves the Shadow Jordan 1s. If you watch his Go series, it's pretty much all on the Air Jordan 1. So this model is pretty much perfect for him. Again, as you can see, there's this pre-yellowed sort of vintage kind of appeal to it. Some key details here is that there is a miniature swoosh that he added at the forefoot. It's never been done on an Air Jordan 1. This little detail for most might seem like just another swoosh, but if you're, you know, into sneaker culture and if you've been collecting shoes for a while, you know that the mini swoosh is sort of like this, you know, mystical thing. It's a tiny detail, but sneakerheads care. Now you move on to the big swoosh on the upper. He actually took the swoosh out, and it features these silver sort of tracings or almost like inscriptions around it to kind of accentuate the shape of the swoosh. But the swoosh actual piece is removed. And the same goes for the wings. The wings is now debossed into the upper and features the same sort of silver markings on the border of the wings logo. If we turn it around to this side, you see much of the same worn-in markings at the forefoot right over here. At the heel, again, these are high impact zones for when you ride a bike. So if you do ride a bike and you wear a pair of Air Jordan 1s, you're probably familiar with these scuffs. Another interesting thing that he did was on the medial side of the swoosh, he added like a reflective finish. So dope little detail, but there's definitely a technical aspect to it, because when you're riding around on a bike or even a skateboard or rollerblading or whatever, you need these reflective hints so cars can see you on the street. So it's a bit of a safety measure. It's a nod to, you know, him riding BMX his whole life. If you look at the bottom sole, again, there's more of that sort of worn-in vintage kind of look. It is a red base, but there's this almost this white chalky sort of finish to it. It touches on the whole vintage look once again. If you look at the tongue, you got the Nike Air, keeping it classic Chicago Bulls colors, but with a twist, of course. That's pretty much it, but there's something more to this shoe. Jordan Brand made him a one-of-one bike. Yes, that's right, they made him a BMX bike as part of their Jordan biking company, and you can actually see that right here on the inside part of the collar. And the reason why this is so interesting is that typically on Air Jordan 1s, or back in the day in '85, the sizing and the production country and all those little serial numbers was typically on that inside collar. And of course, just a quick peek on the insole, it's just a classic black insole with a red Nike Air. In addition to the white laces, you have the black and red options right there. That's pretty much it. This is an Air Jordan 1 High by Nigel Sylvester, made different by these scuff marks that he selected on his own because he knows where his shoes wear out. On the lateral side, you'll see no swoosh piece, but you will see the silver sort of border inscription, and on the medial side, you will see the reflective. Now, in terms of sizing, we would have to say again, first and foremost, your foot is your foot, and if you have wide feet and you can't wear Jordan 1s, then we can't really speak for you. But as you guys know, Jordan 1s are true to size. So if you wear a size 10 in everything else, you might want to stick to a size 10. These are Jordan 1s, so they don't really feature the most up-to-date foam cushionings like React or anything like that, and the upper is leather. So again, the construction of it is a pretty standard Jordan 1. It has a OG Nike Air sole. It has a nice tumbled leather upper. So in terms of comfort, it is an Air Jordan 1. They're not gonna really give you anything more or less. And finally, in terms of resale price, well, the retail price of these is gonna be $180 US. Right now, the resale price is swimming around the $400 to $500 range. Jordan 1s, especially collaborations, they tend to kind of rise in price. We see this kind of swimming around that $400 mark. Depends on just how limited the shoe is, but these shoes just dropped originally at Kith, and Nigel Sylvester was there, and he signed shoe boxes just like this pair right over here, Nigel Sylvester, and of course a call out to his Go series. And once they release at retailers worldwide, we expect the resale price to maybe dip a little bit, but if you're into this design, you should definitely go after these. Definitely one of the more unique iterations of the AJ1 we've seen, especially with biking, because you never really see that intertwined into Jordan brand. So now that we even talked about the shoe, we got to give a little love to this shoe box. As you can see, it nods to the OG Nike shoe box, but they flip the colors. It has that almost sailed cream white base with the red. There's a call out to Jordan Biking Co. right here on the shoe box. And instead of the removable lid, it's kind of like a flat box. So they definitely went all out. They made a special shoe box. They kind of went extra with, the scuff marks. So yeah, definitely an interesting Air Jordan 1 release. It's dropped September 1st at select retailers worldwide, and of course on sneakers. Again, resale price, we expect it somewhere around the $400 range. And in terms of fit, it is an Air Jordan 1. It's a leather uppers. It's a classic AJ1 sole, so it's not going to be the most comfortable shoe, but you'll be fine. Thanks for watching. We hope you guys learned a little bit something about the Nigel Sylvester Air Jordan 1. If you have any more specific questions you'd like to ask, hit us with a comment below. We'll get back to you when we can. Of course, hit that subscribe button and hit the bell icon so you get notifications when we do post new videos. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you on the next one.